Also my mom. She never fed me breast milk. She told me she liked having me as a friend. Some people who went on Johnny Carson were naturally funny, which made every show great for laughs. Are you crazy? These names made Johnny Carson laugh the most. Rodney Dangerfield was the Rodney Dangerfield king of no respect. Like, my house was always full of kids when I was a kid. There are always people around, you know. My family is very traditional, works hard, and is stupid. That's where I come from. Rodney's no respect lines always made the crowd roar at just the right time. I always wake up in a strange place the next morning with a kid with an accent playing with my feet. I tell you, no one has respected me since I was a kid. Okay, I gave blood last week. The family also said thanks. That dog's life was saved by me. My wife is just as bad as the rest of them. When I die, I want to be burned in a fire. She's setting up a grill. Johnny said in more than one interview. I kept asking Buddy Hackett to come back because I knew he would never let me down. Buddy Hackett is a brave speaker. Hackett's famous duck joke builds on itself until it hits home. Johnny looks completely worn out from laughing. This is an animal story. I get that. With a farmer in it. Okay, I get it. Okay. He asked, "Why are you in my yard?" He replied, "I'm here to get the duck." He then told him, "That's my duck, not yours. This is my yard. When that duck fell, it hit my barn and lay there." He adds, "Yes, but that's not your duck. I shot the duck. I've been out hunting for a couple days." Adds, "Give me a break. You know, I'm from the city. You're from the city. However, I'll give you a chance at the duck. We can settle this country style." Country way of life? He says. Yeah, how do you settle country style means that I kick you in the groin, and you kick me in the groin. We do this back and forth 5 times. The duck goes to the last person standing. The guy asked, "Well, if that's what I've got to do." The farmer replied, "I go first." The farmer then pulled off, and after about 30 minutes, the guy asked, "Well, I guess it's my turn." The farmer replied, "You could do that." Carson told his friends, "Buddy makes me act like a normal guy, not a host in Dom DeLuise control." Don't forget about Dom DeLuise, the lovable chaos. Are you crazy? The egg trick Dom is trying to pull off starts to go wrong, but he tries so hard that it makes the mistake funny. Johnny is said to have said, "Dom's happiness is so open that it makes everyone in the studio relax with him." She is known as Betty White, the calm animal wrangler. As it turns out, there are some people you feel close to. That's nice. Do you agree that old broads are the best? That wasn't what I said. Johnny has to move his body when the baby elephant puts its tail around him, but Betty stays calm. Do not get rough with an elephant. Yes. Tell her to leave you. He made fun of his co-workers. I didn't ask to be the straight man in a nature sketch with Betty, but she does it anyway. Don Rickles, the first Don Rickles roaster. This outfit looks great on you. Billy Bob Jack is leaving Shoot In. Go ahead and ride him, Bob. We don't go to rodeos as Jews. We stay at home and go. Rickles constantly calls Johnny a diamond cowboy, which is a ridiculous thing to call someone. It sounded like he was running up and down the hall with his helmet on, saying, "Isn't there a war?" Lonely guy. Lonely guy. I'll be off in a minute, Rob. Johnny told his producers, "Rickles controls the room, and I can only survive by laughing along and firing back." Robin Leach, The Champagne Dreams. Robin Leach reads the story. Leach shows up and talks like every word is the beginning of a luxury show with his champagne wishes and caviar dreams tone. When Johnny acts like it's not funny, his overly serious personality becomes the joke. Carson is so good at needling because Leach can't stop putting on shows. The crowd laughs more and more as Johnny makes fun of the fancy language. Leach is well known for how serious never goes down, which is a great change to the normal late night. People love watching Carson take down the pretense. Because Leach is sincere, the spoof land is even harder. Muhammad Ali, the great performance Muhammad Ali, like a ventriloquist. I had a wire for 4 weeks. It was meant to take about 5, but I got better faster than most people. Yes. Ali does more than just answer. With rhymes and boasts, he acts, turning the couch into a little show. He talks about money and fighters going broke and turns it into confident, funny one-liners that hit like punchlines. The crowd responds to his charm before the joke even starts, making him seem like a headliner without even trying. So that no one but me knows about it. Not at all. I didn't want to get personal, though. You answer the way you want to. So Ali changes her mind right away, turning a normal request into a memorable line at just the right time. Carson cracks up because Ali's energy takes over the room without being annoying. People watch the episode because it features a famous person having fun on pure instinct. Ali is so sure of himself that every conversation feels like a big deal. The Burt Reynolds and Burt Reynolds. A shaving cream killer. Burt and Johnny get into a full-on shaving cream fight, which turns the set into a prank zone and totally breaks the rules of a talk show. Reynolds was sure of himself like a movie star, but he never put on a show, so he'd be childish for a laugh. In a good way, the physical comedy makes Carson look like he's losing it. Burt gives it his all like it's a buddy comedy scene and not a polite interview. People love it because it doesn't feel like a plot and has a little. Live TV is in danger. Reynolds seems to be having as much fun as everyone else, which makes the chaos spread. Because it comes out of nowhere, the whipped cream confusion becomes famous. Johnny's clothes were ruined, but he didn't mind because it made him laugh. Burt was different from stiff movie stars because he was willing to get dirty. The producers were shocked when the fight got worse than they thought it would. Carson's laugh around the mess was totally real. Reynolds showed that big-name stars could still be silly and have fun. These bad things happen when you start to squeeze them. You won't if you don't touch yourself. You definitely showed up on a great night. It was, yes. The night was nice. Carson was at his most relaxed and ready to break with tradition in this section. The way Burt made Johnny feel made him feel like he was hanging out with a friend and not hiring. The shaving cream fight was one of the most replayed parts of tonight's show. The producers found out that Reynolds' parts needed more time to be cleaned up. How far Burt and Johnny would push bits showed how much they liked each other. Reynolds came back a lot of times, always ready to cause trouble. Carson had faith in Burt so much that he let him take over whole parts. The change showed that chemistry was more important than shape. Burt's performances on The Tonight Show helped create the image of him as a likable troublemaker. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the comic with the bad accent. Could you sign this for me? Yes, you can. Your body was just taken, and I stuck my head on it. Not smart. There's something wrong with the head, doesn't there? Arnold's bigger-than-life personality and his clear accent made him funny even when he wasn't trying to be. Because he is so sure of himself, even normal movie promotion talk is funny to him. It's like he's a character. 4 or 5 inches on top. You can really change everything in a short time. It is amazing. It's almost really great to see. It's fun to work to move it around in different places. Changing how wealth is shared. That's what it is. Working on the underprivileged right now. There is a great difference when the serious action star bodybuilder shows up, then laughs at himself and goes along with it. Arnold leans into the role instead of fighting it, which makes people laugh and relax because he's healthy and all. That's why I wrote this other book for women. I felt like they needed to hear it. That a lot of women aren't in good shape, and I've been giving classes for 4 or 5 years now because of this. Is that for seminary goers or women who aren't in shape? Not at all. Carson likes it because Arnold sets him up in big, easy ways that make them easily pop. The humor comes from the clash of star power with casual late-night timing. Arnold's public outings in the mid-1980s and 1990s show that he was happy to be the joke. The way he says things makes simple words sound epic and crazy. Arnold didn't feel like he was being made fun of because of his accent. Carson found ways to show how different Arnold was without being mean. Arnold was a great talk show subject because he knew himself well. He knew that making fun of the muscle image would make people laugh. Arnold would laugh along with Carson's jokes about muscles and accents. Arnold never took himself too seriously, so the parts worked. He was sure of himself enough to make jokes that would have hurt less sure stars. And you need to be very careful about how you promote this kind of book. I didn't want to show people how to get a Mr. Universe for sick, so I thought that pushing it by taking off my shirt and flexing would send the wrong message. Arnold's shows showed that action stars can be funny even when they're not doing stand-up. Both men knew how to play the game, so they got along. Arnold pushed movies and gave Carson easy material for jokes. People loved seeing this big Austrian man smile his way through interviews. Arnold's laugh spread through the room and made everyone feel better. Carson liked having guests who knew how to work with the show's structure. Arnold was a fan favorite because he was happy to be teased. The part showed that you don't need perfect English to be funny, just perfect timing. Arnold's visits on The Tonight Show helped make him seem less scary. The ease with which Carson and Arnold joked around together showed how comfortable Carson was with Arnold. Suzanne Summers, the writer who goes by the name Suzanne Summers. I mean the writing. I did it for the money, you know. I know. That's honest and nice. For once, that's nice and honest. Not a lot of love. I needed $1. If they asked, why did you make this movie, it would be nice. We made it to make money. Summers starts telling the story of how she was discovered almost right away. She is happy and surprised as she talks about how she was found a week after moving to Hollywood. Well, this is the girl Rex, don't give me one of those things. I mean, I don't get around. Rex puts on the clutch. I'll look at it. She tells personal stories in a way that feels light, quick, and made for TV, while also being full of bubbly confidence. In real life, Summers seems like a character from a sitcom. Carson only needs to move the plot along and let her charm do the rest. Did you walk those paths? On top of that, it's really embarrassing with the. When you stand up, your hairpieces are to the side, and you're pretty straight. When you fall off, it's not cool. It's not. It's not really like that. We haven't met yet. It's true. I did see you that day, though. You were sitting, yes. The tone is light and fun, but it doesn't feel forced. That way, the couch stays alive. Carson laughs at her because she answers quickly and clearly. Feeling at ease playing for the room. She makes her own life into an easy, likable joke, which makes the piece work. Summers was very good at self-deprecating beauty, which made her easy to relate to. Her THRE's company fame made her known to the public right away. Carson liked how easily she could go from being silly to being honest. Summers brought energy that matched the speed that Carson liked. Her stories were always real. Jokes that make entertaining easy. Carson liked having people who knew how the talk show worked. Summers never overstayed her welcome, and the parts were always short and fun. The way she carried herself made every showing feel new, even when she was promoting. The crowd related to her story about how the girl next door becomes a star. Carson was at ease with Summers, which came through in the way they talked. She showed. Stars of sitcoms could easily move on to talk shows. Summers knew how to set up Carson without making it clear. The fact that her laugh was real made the whole conversation feel real. Carson booked her over and over because he knew she would always be entertaining. Summers was the ideal talk show guest, professional, but also able to make people laugh. The way she looked showed that attitude was just as important as fame. Carson's pleasure was clear from the way he leaned in during her stories.